Everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make a simple squash casserole with Gruyere cheese. This is delicious and very seasonal and perfect this time of year and makes a yummy side dish. The first thing you're going to do is go ahead and get a butternut squash and cut it in half. This butternut squash is about a medium size. They do sell ones that are quite large. If you are making a small portion, just get a small size. So I would say this is probably about 3 pounds roughly, and I'm going to cut it in half, and inside you can see that it's a beautiful orange and there's lots of seeds. You're going to go ahead and scoop out all of those seeds, feed it to your livestock, or save the seeds and use it for your garden this spring, or discard it. So I'm scooping it out just with a metal spoon here. And then once I do that, which I should have probably did in the beginning, is peel all of the outsides. I completely forgot. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes I roast this in the oven with it cut in half. So I think that's what happens. So you want to remove all of the peeling on the outside. And that is what I'm doing with the potato peeler right now. I'm getting to the orange fleshy part. Once that is done, I'm going to chop this into slices, and I don't want these slices to be too thick or too thin, just about a medium size, and it's going to look kind of like a C. You'll see here in a minute. Now, eating seasonally is very important. Butternut squash is shaped like an hourglass. It's a winter squash, and it has many health benefits. It boosts your immune system and regulates your blood sugar, and it is just amazing this time of year, and it's great to incorporate this time of year because there's a lot of germs floating around. A lot of the ingredients we're going to use today are great for this time of year, such as the shallots, which are small, oval-shaped type onions, and they are great. They're filled with numerous anti-cancer agents, and they lower that blood pressure and lower that cholesterol, especially if we're eating a lot of high fatty foods this season. It's nice to add those in there. The thyme that we're going to use later on in the recipe, it regulates mucus and fights infections such as bronchitis. And the kale is wonderful. It's green, it's leafy, it's crispy, and it has those anti-cancer fighting ingredients in it. Has a lot more beta carotene than spinach, because I would incorporate that, but I was just trying to give us an extra boost this season. Now that the squash is completely cut up, we're going to go ahead and dice our shallots and our garlic. I love using garlic all time of year, but especially during this time of year because it's another great ingredient. It has a lot of antioxidants and antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral agents in it. So a lot of health benefits like everything else. I think if you can try to cook as much fresh food during the fall and winter months, you're going to have a leg up on your health and wellness during the season. So I want to encourage you and inspire you to incorporate more fresh ingredients, more seasonal ingredients in your diet. You're going to find that it's going to make a world of difference. Next up, we are actually going to shred the Gruyere cheese. So basically, I'm cutting off the rind right now, and then I'm cutting it in half because it doesn't fit into the chute of my food processor. So that is what I'm doing here. I love to use black fresh cheese. There's not all those extra ingredients in it that are not health appropriate. So the fresh the better, the rich the better. I find that you use less. I feel that it's got a lot of that. Well, I know it doesn't have any of that garbage like fillers and things like that in it. It's just perfect. So after that's all shredded, I'm going to go ahead and warm a saucepan, and we're going to make our sauce. I'm going to warm up some coconut oil, and then I'm going to go ahead and heat up my chopped shallots and garlic. Once my shallots and garlic are soft, and that'll take about 3 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add my kale and season it with cinnamon, nutmeg, salt, and pepper. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and add my kale, and I just want to cook it slightly because the majority of it is going to cook in the oven. I'm gonna stir in my peeled slice butternut squash and mix it really well, and then add it to a baking dish. This baking dish can be lightly greased with a little bit of olive oil to prevent sticking. And then once that mixture is all completely submerged in there, in the same pot, we're going to make that actual sauce. Full details of this recipe will be linked below in over on my blog, so make sure you check that out. If you're having a hard time following along, you can print the recipe or pin it for later, and you can make it this season. So once everything is removed from the pot, I'm going to go ahead and add some milk, and I'm going to add some fresh thyme to it. All of the bits that are left in the saucepan are going to be submerged in the milk and in the thyme, and I'm going to softly boil this. Once it's softly boiled, I'm going to season it with a little bit more salt and pepper, and then bring it back to a boil. And then I'm going to pour this on top of the squash mixture. Then I'm going to top it with all of the delicious Gruyere shredded cheese, and that's about 1 cup. So I'm going to combine that and then sprinkle a little bit more salt on it. So your salt intake on this recipe should be about anywhere from 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of salt. So that'll kind of give you an idea of how much salt's added to this recipe. Okay, as you seen a few seconds ago, I did season with a little bit more pepper. You can omit this depending on how you like your things seasoned. And once that's done, I'm gonna top it with a little bit more fresh thyme. I just feel like cooking with fresh herbs just elevates any dish. So if you can get your hands on some seasonal herbs like rosemary, thyme, sage, it is perfect this time of year to add to your dish. Then you're going to, in a preheated oven at 400 degrees, add your casserole to the oven for about 30 minutes. I like to check on it to kind of see where things are and rotate it in a 90-degree circle, and then top it with just a tiny bit more cheese. I'm gonna pull it out of the oven, let it cool, and serve it with your favorite protein, salad, rolls, and a lovely glass of wine. So if you enjoyed these healthy, nutritious side dishes, let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you love these cooking inspirational videos. Make sure you check out the blog for full details on how to make this recipe. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Talk to you soon.